What if I told you that 94% of websites are never able to make it into the top 10 search results in Google? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the strategies and tactics that we use for our clients so that they are able to break into that top 6% of websites. SEO can be overwhelming. There's tons of gurus sharing new trends and tactics, and that can really distract you from the timeless strategies that work. Don't let that be yourself. Watch this video and learn how you can succeed too. By the end of this video, you'll have a full SEO guide that'll leave you feeling like a pro and being able to deliver real results like these. At our agency, Trailblazer Marketing, we've helped clients drive millions of dollars and drive hundreds of thousands of leads for their businesses over the past couple of years, all through SEO. We've in fact helped them scale and exit their businesses profitably, all through organic search traffic. With that said, let's get right into the video. Right, so before we jump into SEO and what you need to change on your website, let's first discuss what SEO means. And SEO is basically search engine optimization. That means creating new web pages, optimizing existing web pages, and thinking through proper strategy so that you can be found when your target customers are trying to find information about your products and services. And the reason why SEO is really important is because roughly 40% of all revenue driven online is driven through organic search traffic. So it's a huge channel that'll help you scale and grow your business. Now, that being said, before we jump into the tactics, let's just understand the delineation between the two types of web pages that we'll be discussing throughout this video. So there's basically blog articles, which are informational pages meant to help your target customers find information. And on the inverse, there's transactional pages called landing pages. These are meant to help your customers find out about your product when they are ready to make a purchase or transaction. Before we jump into the types of content that you want to include on both pages, let's first go a little bit high level and let's understand the difference between off-page SEO and on-page SEO. And I'll also be showing you an example of a good on-page, off-page SEO presence as well as a bad example as well. So let's jump into that. Okay, so let's jump right in and let's first understand where 80% of your efforts are actually going to be going towards. And that's basically updating the page contents, aka on-page SEO, or getting other people on the internet to give you links and give you references back to your website, and that's off-page SEO. So on-page SEO basically means updating the headers, including new content, including new images, whatnot on your page so that you can rank higher for your given target keyword. Because every page you do need a target keyword. You will rank for lots of related, semantically related, and otherwise like synonymous keywords, but you still need a target keyword so that you can rank effectively. I'll be sharing more tips and tricks on what to do and how to optimize your on-page presence later on in the video. But in this section, I just want to show you the importance between on-page and off-page SEO. Now, off-page SEO is basically building backlinks on a very high level. So this could be do follow backlinks or no follow backlinks. And so what I mean by that is that there's basically two types of very high level backlinks that you can get. One is a do follow, one is a no follow. Now there's a concept called link juice. And so what that means is that if you've got a website that has a lot of authority, think in terms of Harvard Business Review or Yahoo and the like. They're reputable websites and they've got a lot of presence, authority on the internet. Now, if they give you a do follow backlink, what that means is that they're passing on their link juice or link equity onto your page. So you'll notice over here, page A has a lot of juice equity over here. And when they give you that link, you get a little bit of a boost as well. Now, when people give you no follow backlinks, that basically means that they're not voting for you, like they're not giving you that vote of confidence. And they're telling search engines that they don't want to pass on the link equity or the link juice. So accordingly over here, imagine this website, mangoals.com. They've got a lot of link juice, a lot of link authority, but they are not passing on that link equity to your website. So when it comes to backlink building, you do want to focus on do follow backlinks, but you want to vary it a little bit. Like you want to have a little bit of a natural profile. So you don't want to get 100% of your backlinks to be do follow. You still want a healthy mix with no follow, just so it's not it doesn't throw off any red signals to potential search engines that are crawling your website. So the importance of backlink building is that it improves a metric called domain rating. And so what domain rating is basically the quantity and quality of backlinks that have pointed back to your website. So domain rating is on a logarithmic scale. So that means that going from 10 to 20 is significantly easier than going from 60 to 80. Even though the increment is still 10, the logarithmic scale makes it so that it's easier early on in your SEO journey. And did you know that only 0.007% of domains have a domain rating of 80 plus? And these are typically websites like Yahoo and Harvard Business Review that I mentioned earlier. So that's why it's really important to not only look at the quantity of backlinks that you get, but also the quality, meaning what is the domain rating of the website that is giving you backlinks, right? And so reference to this is that when you have a higher domain rating, it's easier to rank for keywords. Like you find it easier to rank for your relevant landing pages and blog articles. And case in point to that, I'm just going to show you an example of 2 different landing pages targeting the same exact target keyword. So we're taking a look at over here Zendesk. They're basically aiming to rank for customer messaging platform, and they've successfully done so in that they're driving roughly $20,000 worth of search traffic. And as you can tell, like when I search messaging platform, you'll see that they've got messaging solution, messaging. They've added the information throughout the page. And if you visit this page yourself as well, or if you take a look over here, that they've included customer messaging platform in the title over here, and they've also included messaging platform over here in the meta description. 2 very, very important things. This is the low-hanging fruit when it comes to on-page SEO, which is to make sure that your title and meta description include the target keyword. Of course, there's other important information that you want to include on page as well, but I'll get to that later in the video. And so case in point over here, Zendesk is effectively ranking for customer messaging platform, and they're driving roughly all in all, I believe it was like about 2,000 visitors, 2,200 visitors on this one landing page alone, and roughly $21,000 worth of search traffic. Meaning if they were to pay Google for the equivalent traffic, they would pay roughly $21,000 in Google AdWords or Bing paid ads. And so what I mean by what I was mentioning previously is that you have one target keyword, right? So Zendesk over here is focused on customer messaging platform. But at the same time, they're ranking for customer messaging software or customer messaging, because when you optimize around one high target keyword and you choose a good keyword, you are able to rank for a lot of semantically related keywords as well, or as plain English, we would refer to it, synonymous keywords. Now take a look at this example over here. Now these guys are newer. They don't have as much of a presence as Zendesk, and so their domain rating is also lower, right? They've got a 39 domain rating. And so accordingly, they're targeting the same keyword, customer messaging platform. You'll notice they've even included it in the header. Let's see about their title. They've included over there customer messaging platform. And then in the description, they've included messaging platform, etc. But the challenge is that they're just not driving as much traffic. They're in fact ranking at position 14 for customer messaging platform. So this is kind of like a good example of you can do all the right things when it comes to optimizing your on-page presence, meaning including the right content on the page. But if your off-page SEO presence is just not there, you're going to find it more difficult to rank. And that's why Zendesk is beating out this other smaller competitor, and they're driving 2,200 visitors per month, whereas the smaller competitor is only driving about 13 to 20 visitors in a given month. Okay, so now that we've given you a high-level overview of the difference between on-page and off-page SEO, let's start to think through how to set up a good SEO keyword research strategy. Because when it comes to SEO, it's all about choosing the right keywords that align with your target audience and keywords that will actually drive value and create a valuable audience for your website. So when we think about keyword research, we typically like to employ a framework called product-led SEO framework. And so what that means is thinking through the value propositions that you have for your target audience, meaning all the different reasons why your target customers buy from you and how you are able to solve their problems. And so you'll see a diagram in front of you. Roughly 90% of the companies that we deal with are SaaS and service-based businesses. And these are usually the folks that are focusing very heavily on SEO because they want to off-put their costs when it comes to paid advertising and focus more on organic search traffic. So you'll notice that there are blue pages over here and there are also green pages over here. And so the way that we work with our clients is that we focus on blue pages to drive commercial or transactional intent visitors. So what that means is that, for example, when somebody is searching for a customer messaging platform, you want to show up there and you want to have your landing page show up there. Whereas if somebody is searching for the top reasons to use a customer messaging platform or the top customer messaging apps, that is something that you would want to use a blog article specifically to rank for that target keyword. So the best way to go about planning out your SEO strategy and keyword research is to just write down in plain English right next to these boxes. What is your product category? Like, what is your homepage? Are you a customer messaging platform? How do people find you? And what do people call you? What is the category that they define you in? What are the different features that you have within your offering? Like, what are the different value propositions? Who is this software or product or service made for? And what are the different sub-products that you sell individually? And so think through all of these when you're doing keyword research. I'll share with you a few tools that you can use to do keyword research effectively in the next section. But in this section, I just want to focus on the strategy. And so one really important thing when you're doing keyword research is to understand search intent and what your user is trying to experience over there. So what I mean by that is we cover basically all different stages of awareness when we work with our clients. For landing pages, we focus on high intent transactional keywords. I'll give you an example in a second. But when it comes to blog pages, we focus on all stages of awareness. That means from product aware, meaning people that are aware of your product or your competitors' products, all the way through to problem unaware, meaning they're not even sure if they actually have a problem worth solving. Like, does it make sense for their business? They're still at this point exploring. So there's some examples over here down below for the target keywords across all stages of awareness and then the landing pages as well. The link to this doc will be shared in the video description, so you're welcome to check it out. But I just wanted to share with you in real time an example of the delineation and like how nitty-gritty, how detail-focused you need to be when you're doing keyword research. So as an example, when I open up this page that's searching for customer messaging platform, you notice that the majority of these pages are actually home pages, right? So One Signal, Crisp, Intercom, Zendesk, of course, at the top, because people over here are looking to make a decision. They're searching for the product category itself. Now, when I search for messaging apps for business, over here, somebody is trying to build a short list of solutions. They're basically trying to validate and check through different options and see what makes sense for their business. So you'll notice over here that these are mostly blog articles, right? Pumble's got this blog article. Message Desk has got this blog article. You got these YouTube videos, blog articles. So it's really important to, when you're doing this keyword research, think through the different value propositions for your market and then search the keywords on search engines themselves and see the type of search results you get. The last thing you want to do is to target a blog specific keyword on one of your landing pages. And we've seen this happen with our clients before they work with us. It's really challenging to then turn that page around and to focus on a commercial intent transaction keyword. So all of this SEO strategy is really cool and it'll help you succeed. But if you don't have the right tools, then you're basically left without anything to do. So in the next section, I'm going to be walking you through 3 of the tools that we recommend and the tool that we actually use to help our clients succeed. Okay, so we're at that point where I give you that 80-20 crash course on the most important concepts when it comes to on-page optimization. And I'm going to be leading with my favorite example, the Zendesk landing page. Basically, the concepts that you'll be following over here are the same that you would be doing for blog pages, The style of implementation is just a little bit different in that that's content, but I'll cover more on that later on in this video as well, as to the types of content that you should be producing as well. But very quickly, let's just take a look at the most important concepts of on-page optimization. Two of them are your title and your meta description. And so what that means is that you should be including the target keyword in your title, and ideally as close as possible to the start. Your title should be less than 60 characters, making it easy for search engines to pick it up. Your meta description should also ideally include the target keyword or a variation of it, as they've done over here. And it should be less than 160 characters long. Same story holds true, that you should include it earlier on in the description. That's better because it makes search engines easier for them to crawl through your website. Next thing is that you should try to include the target keyword in your H1 or header 1 when it comes to HTML. And the reason for that is because your search crawlers are going to be crawling through the headers, these meta information first, the title, meta description, the URL, then the headers, and then the paragraph and other text. So if your header includes the target keyword, then that's all the better. So Zendesk doesn't need to do that because they're a huge company, but just keep in mind that they've also included messaging software over here. Another thing is that you want to try to include the target keyword or a variant of it throughout the page. So they've included messaging solution over here. They've also included some more related information about like staying connected on any channels. And then if you very quickly just search messaging, you'll notice that they've included messaging about 12 times throughout the page. And then they've also got this internal link over there as well. So that's basically it. When it comes to landing page creation, best practice is to look at your competitors, see what types of sections that they've included. So that means there's typically a couple of different types of sections. Outcomes, benefits, social proof, frequently asked questions. These are typically the types of sections that people include on their landing page. So you want to see what your competitors have included and then include that kind of information as well. Because the goal with SEO is that you want to meet and exceed what your competitors are doing, right? So for example, over here, these are kind of like the features. These are like the benefits, the outcomes that the customer would get. As an example, this complete messaging solution is just that. Now, the next part of on-page SEO is internal linking. So you'll notice that they've got these breadcrumbs set up over here. This is awesome. It's really good because Zendesk is a huge site. So breadcrumbs is important from a URL standpoint and also from a on-page like UI perspective. The reason is because you don't want your pages to be orphaned. And what that means is that they don't have any other pages linking back to them on your website. When pages are orphaned, it makes it more difficult for search crawlers to find your web pages. In return, it makes it more difficult for them to show these pages in search results. So case in point, Zendesk, this one page alone, let's take a look at how many internal links that they've got pointed back to that one page. And you can find this by going down into Ahrefs and clicking on internal links, and you should be able to find this section. Let's give it a quick second to load. Okay, awesome. We're back. And so you can see that they've got 545 internal links pointed to this one landing page. So it's definitely not orphaned. That's really important. Make sure that your site architecture is well thought through. And so, for example, over here, they've got these different products, and they're linking out to all these different solutions from the header menu, right? And so this is exactly what I mean by the product-led SEO framework as well, in that you want to use the proper SEO site architecture and then link to these important pages from your header and footer menus so that there are no orphan pages. And if it's 2-3 layers in deep, then you can use these kind of these are called breadcrumbs to link to these different sub landing pages. One more thing I quickly want to mention about on-page SEO is that they followed through and even included a component of the target keyword in the URL slug. So that's also one more important component. Try to include the target keyword in your URL slug. And that's pretty much an 80-20 on-page SEO. Now, next up, I'm going to be covering blog articles and what type of content that you should be creating, we're going to lean very heavily on the product-led SEO framework, but I just want to show you some best practices on how to produce good content and what to do and how to set up a professional blogging operation that'll drive real business value for your company. Okay, so now on to content creation and blog content. And the way we specifically go about blog content creation is in a way that we focus on creating business value, in that we create business value for your reader, but also for your business. So what that means is taking a look at our product-led SEO framework. All of the blog articles are basically anchored around one value proposition for your customer, or like one landing page in that case. So for example, in Zendesk's example, the keyword or the landing page that we looked at was for a customer messaging platform. So I'll show you the blog articles that they've written to support that landing page and link back to that landing page. So not only can the blog articles rank, but also their landing pages ranking as well. But before we do that, I just want to very quickly give you a high-level understanding of the importance of the hub and spoke approach, which is basically what we are employing over here. And so basically what this the way this plays out into the product-led SEO framework is that this is your home page, but then here these pillar pages are basically your different landing pages that you've got. So for example, if it's your customer messaging platform or whatever the solution is, and these topic clusters are basically the blog contents that are supporting the ranking of your landing pages. So taking a look at another example, let's imagine that you offer a Disney World planning service, right? So as an example, the different types of content that you would produce that would drive business value for not only your viewers, but your business is, for example, Disney World packing list, right? Or the best Disney World hotels or Disney World restaurants, because these are things that people are searching up when they're looking to actively do their Disney World planning. So why would they not make use of your Disney World planning service in return? So the same thing is true for Zendesk as we showed it earlier. But the main thing over here when it comes to producing high quality content is that once you've figured out these different keywords that you want to focus on, the way you go about figuring out the types of content and what content to include in the page is by just searching on Google and getting a sense of what people are looking to solve for, or what is the search intent? What intent do people have when they search for these keywords? So as an example, one of the keywords that Zendesk's focusing in on is fresh desk alternatives. So you'll notice that Zendesk is ranking at the top, but ignoring them, let's just go down the page. Let's see what type of content is ranking at the top. So basically G2, Help Scout, Desk 365, they're all giving the top X fresh desk alternatives. And you'll notice that's a trend with the other keyword that we look at as well. This is basically what we call a listicle, in that the target reader is looking for a list of solutions or options that they can further look into, right? Help Desk has done the same thing as well. Live Chat AI, same thing. So these are called listicles. They're really popular and they're really something that gets a lot of traction in SEO. But it's really easy for your readers as well, because I don't know, for some reason, human beings are just drawn to listicles. We enjoy that medium. So you'll notice that they've done that, right? Like they've listed out the top fresh desk alternatives, blah, blah, blah. And then they give it they've given an example of all the competitors in a real quick table. Then they do a deep dive into each. And so the way you want to go about thinking through the types of content that you put onto the page is just to put yourself in the shoes of the audience. What is the information that they would appreciate, that would resonate with them and drive the most value? So that's exactly what Zendesk has done. So for the busy reader, they've included these top, competitors at a glance for somebody that's just looking for a quick comparison so that they can quickly do more research. But if somebody has a little bit more time, they can do a deeper dive and they can click through to any one of these other supporting articles or pages that Zendesk has got again as well. That's basically the trick when it comes to writing high quality content. Customer messaging platforms is another example. Zendesk is not unfortunately ranking at the top for this. But you'll notice the same thing. It's basically a list-based post. Zapier, PC Mag done the same thing. Pumble, the same thing. And then you'll notice Zendesk over here at the bottom. Now with customer communication guide, this is a little bit different. Zendesk is once again ranking at the top over here, but when you search this keyword, basically what I'm seeing is that the complete customer guide to customer communication, best practices, how to build, ultimate guide. So what I'm getting a sense of is that this is kind of like a guide-based post. Obviously, it's in the keyword as well, but what one of the competitors is including over here is the best practices for 2024. So basically, they're trying to give people tips and advice on how to succeed with customer communication, and that's exactly what Zendesk has done over here. Not only have they given the guide, they've given the tips, but then they're going above and beyond, and they're giving examples. And that is the trick when it comes to content. Read the search intent, see what people are searching for, and go above and beyond, provide more value than any one of your competitors. So we've spent a lot of time looking at off-page SEO, on-page SEO, and keyword research, which are all really important components. But if you don't have your technical SEO game on point, you're basically setting yourself up for failure. So in the next section, I'm going to be giving you the top tips that'll help you set up a really good technical SEO foundation so that you can crush it with all of the on-page and off-page SEO initiatives that you have. Okay, so now I'm going to be giving you the quick rundown on technical SEO. And everything in technical SEO essentially boils down to decreasing your bounce rate. And what bounce rate essentially means is the percentage of people that visit your website, but they leave after only visiting the first page. So the key factors that impact your bounce rate are basically annoying pop-ups and ads. Like, when you visit those media sites and they've got pop-ups literally every 30 seconds, people are going to bounce. When the user experience, meaning the design or the overall look and feel of the website is poor, people will leave because they don't trust it. When the content is not really relevant or it's low quality, people will bounce. When the website is not mobile responsive, people will bounce. When the website takes a long time to load, people will also bounce because people want instant gratification. They want things quickly right now. Another key component for technical SEO is HTTP versus HTTPS. And this is less important for the user because most people don't really look at HTTP versus HTTPS unless they're a technical person. But this is more so for search engines. Search engines want you to take that extra security protocol and get the HTTPS. So whoever you've done your website hosting through, you can very easily buy the SSL certificate and this way get the HTTPS version of your website. I would recommend that you do this step at the onset of your SEO program because we've seen this happen to clients where they do the SSL certificate later on, and then they have to basically restart their SEO program from scratch. So you definitely don't want to make that mistake. The third thing I want to recommend is to use a tool like PageSpeed Insights. So I know we've been singing high praises of Zendesk SEO program, but I do want to point out one of the big flaws in their technical SEO in that their speed, their performance of the page is very slow. There's lots of content and they have not done a good job of optimizing it. So you can use this tool like PageSpeed Insight to see what's causing the issue, right? So is the first contentful paint taking a long time? Is a lot of the content just being blocked? And you want to make sure that your speed is good on mobile, meaning it's between 50 to 100, ideally 90 to 100 is the ideal frame that you want to be in. And on desktop, you're also at a high speed as well. So these are basically the high level things when it comes to technical SEO. It's basically just components that decrease your bounce rate. So we've spoken a lot about, running a professional SEO program, thinking the strategy, on-page, off-page, and technical SEO. Now let's just cover a little bit on how you can measure success and see whether you're moving in the right direction with your SEO program. And we'll do that more in the next section. Awesome. So I just wanted to share some tools that will help you gauge your SEO success and to see if you're moving in the right direction. So the first one that you should definitely use is Google Search Console. It is the ultimate source of truth when it comes to SEO because it basically shows you the clicks, impressions, click-through rate, and average position when it comes to organic search traffic. So in this tool, they don't show you your ad traffic or anything like that or any referral traffic. They only show you the traffic that you are generating through organic search or SEO. So in this example, you'll notice one of our clients' SEO charts. We started working with them in April of this year, and we've helped them scale from about 40 clicks per day all the way through to 500-600 clicks on a given day. So their SEO program is going very well, and they're driving a lot of value on a monthly basis. They've got a SaaS tool, and they drive a ton of new leads and conversions through SEO. So the second example over here is from one of the most popular fitness apps in the market. We started working with them in November of last year, and you'll notice that they were going downhill for a very long time in terms of clicks and impressions. But we started working with them. We got the right content set up that basically targeted their different features and use cases. And so they've scaled from I think 200 clicks per day when we started working with them. Now they've hit recently highs of about 1,000 clicks per day. And by the end of this week, they will very well likely get to 1,200 clicks per day. So as you can see from this chart, they haven't really had a professional SEO program, but since they started working with us, they've been seeing really good success. The third tool that I would mention is using Ahrefs or SEMrush or the like. And basically what you want to see is the different keywords that you're ranking for, and just to see that overall trend line, to see if your keyword rankings are improving over time, how they're moving. And this is very helpful because you can cross compare against your competitors too. Lastly, SEO is always you need to focus on the business value. So you should use a conversion tracking tool such as Google Analytics, PostHog, or the like, just to see how this SEO traffic is now converting. Are you driving more leads? Are you driving more revenue? Are you getting more sales through your e-commerce shop? You should be gauging all three of these different parameters, which is the traffic on Google Search Console, keyword rankings on Ahrefs, and then your conversions on on Google Analytics and PostHog and the like. Awesome. By now, you've got a really good understanding of on-page, off-page, and technical SEO, as well as the strategy that you'll need to employ to have a profitable SEO presence. But what I would recommend is that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get the latest news about algorithm changes and different components that you want to update in your SEO program so that you can stay on top. And that being said, if you truly want to make sure that your website is optimized, I would recommend booking a call with me through the link in the description below so I can share with you what's happening with your SEO program, as well as some tips and tricks after taking a look at your competitors to see how you can improve. If you want to check out our approach to SEO and how we drive value for clients, take a look at this video, link to this in the description as well, where we show you how we drove $40,000 per month worth of search traffic for one of our clients. Until next time, take care.